down and out. It really doesn't matter where you are on the leaderboard right now. We've seen a dominating chip lead squandered, or well, maybe that's an unfair verb, is it? I don't know. Squandered and a bit of bad luck and all sorts in between.
Yeah, I think it's a bit unfair to suggest that he squandered it because I thought Drucker played quite well.
I mean,
generally.
the 4-9 offsuit for $500,000 that maybe will stick in my mind, but we'll move on.
Here we go, Baz versus Laura. She's hit her low pair.
And a nice spot for us to find out if Laura can feel the strength of her raggy bottom pair. Well, I'm not sure about that one bit. That is the opponent checked. That's usually a sign of weakness. Take the pot down there and then, please.
Well, I don't think Baz is going to be quite so weak anymore, having hit his 8 on the turn.
Well, there we go, and it happened a few hands ago when a queen was allowed to hit on the end. Instead of check raising all in on the flush draw, you let your opponent hit on the river. This is kind of free money here, really, giving it away.
Well, and we haven't. I was going to say before that last hand that the one thing that we've seen that's been a bit different in this hand compared to a lot of other TV tournaments, and that's a heck of a call there.
Well, yeah, I just want to say one thing. Sorry, Colin, but the fact is, if you're willing to call 40,000 on the river, how can you be not willing to bet 10,000 on the flop?
Excellent point, Dan, and I have the same question myself. But we have seen the upshot of all this is we've seen a lot of flops. Yeah. Compared to other TV tournaments.
True.
Where it's quite often just been shove, fold, poker.
True. And don't playing flops, turns and rivers show you the mettle of a player. I mean, we learn so much more.
Absolutely, yeah. No, we've seen a lot of poker this game. Especially from this guy, the little devil. He doesn't want to see a king here.
Deuce. Oh,
couple of diamonds, though.
See, this is why flush draws are so strong. It's not because you want to hit. It's because most of the time you can get your opponent off it, and you've got some outs if need be.
But I thought they were only 3%, Dan.
Well, they're not 3% once you flop them. Oh, come on! The call is so wrong. I'm going to put myself absolutely way out there here. What are you doing, calling when you should be shoving? Now, don't check. Please don't check. Thank you. At least that is a reprieve.
I fold.
Yeah, Laura making a few fishy calls here, I'm afraid.
But my worry would be what happens if the king 8 had led out again on the turn. What's the flush draw doing? Now you start to get nervous because you've missed and you've only got one card to come.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
We'll never know.
3 of them left. Bazultra continues to be dominant with 800,000 chips. It's, what is this guy doing? Because I've hardly seen him play any poker.
Exactly.
And yet every time we look at him, he's got more chips and his opponents have fewer.
Pass.
Every pots he wins is about 200 grand. It's not all in. His opponents aren't really all in. There have been 1 or 2 small races that he's won, but essentially he's crept his way up there without putting any large risks, putting up any serious risks. He's like the anti-jabber.
A very controlled game from him. I've been impressed. I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for him. And look at this, all in with 8-2, putting little devil to it.
Yeah, very controlled game from him.
I know.
Oh, good
You must have heard me. Yeah, no.
But it's the perfect spot to do it because who on earth?
And he shows them off too.
I think I think it's a fantastic move and an awful fold because he has played in such a way that no one would think that he didn't move his chip lead into the middle there without a good hand. No one on the planet except for us two sat here would believe he didn't have a strong hand.
Well,
so
and
don't
anybody
show
else,
it.
to be fair, who got to see his cards. But yeah,
no, before he showed,
But now he's really. I see a guy who's starting to really take control of this table.
Absolutely. Maybe it was TV. I mean, they do know they're going to be on TV, so the show is good fun. Rile up your opponent.
Sure. Oh, Laura found a way to make the call with ace rag.
I found a way. I find a way quite difficult to find to make that call, but at least get away cheaply now, Laura. I hope.
Well, she's not been betting out so much as she's been making the calls, and little devil.
Whoa, little devil. Whoa there.
That was a little bit devilish.
Well,
with the check.
If you can't bet with the open-ended draw, well,
I'm all in.
Yeah, I don't know. Was that a slow play?
I'm not sure. And now you've just played. That is a cracking move, and I silently applaud that.
Absolutely,
what
well done,
maneuver.
Laura. Yeah,
what a fantastic play on the basis of absolutely nothing but your opponent checking the flop.
Well done, Laura. Yeah. Excellent. That's one of my favorite pots so far of this tournament. Little devil.
That is just pure heart. Absolutely pure heart. But it's also jumping on weakness that should never have been there. How on earth did the ace-jack get played that way?
And little devil's on the ropes again.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it may sound like I'm being a little harsh today, but come on, anyone who knows their onions can see that pots are being given away when they shouldn't
Now,
be today.
does Baz pretty much need to make the call here? It's
Yeah,
only
70 grand is like not very much at all at this stage.
Little Devil once again playing for his tournament life, does not want to see an 8 or a 5 on the river.
No.
And it doesn't come because it's Little Devil
Because
and you
it's
can't
Little
lose.
Devil, yes.
We don't mind that.
Yeah, Little Devil's talents are wasted here. He should be playing WPT events.
He should be
just
casino.
not looking at his cards.
Yeah, absolutely.
Basically.
He's once again finds himself absolutely on the drip feed, but that doesn't matter to him one bit. He's always been able to find a way back, and I'm not counting him out yet.
Absolutely. And with 4 left and now with 3 left, that every single one of them has had a different journey, a different style. And that may sound obvious, but actually, no. Sometimes final tables are a situation where the pack groups together for security whilst one guy goes insane. So this is great to see. Three different stories here. Baz looks strong for me.
Oh, Laura. Well, Baz with a huge chip lead.
Great play.
Raises against
Oh,
Laura.
Laura, we have seen way too often this stubbornness.
The call with nothing.
The call with nothing.
Yeah.
And it's not so that... Well, actually, we just saw a fantastic shove from... But this play is taken away from her now.
Against Baz especially, he's got her covered.
This is why you don't call a re-raise on the flop, because then you get bet out of it on the turn. You know, I just cannot... All it is stubbornness, I think. And Laura, please get in touch. and obviously for the poker. But
Dan's a little lonely.
I know,
folks.
I'm a little lonely, but I'd much rather understand why she leads out, gets raised, and calls.
Yeah, a lot of weak calling and uncharacteristic.
Yeah.
Remember, folks, she's beat out 425 other tournament players to make 3rd place so far in this
And a
final.
4-figure score.
And a 4-figure score. So, like, absolutely nothing wrong with her game.
Oh, well, we just saw the
get this
200.
far.
We just saw her earn a pot with pure heart with ace-6 against ace-jack out
Sure.
of position.
So we're not calling her game weak.
Absolutely
we're just
not.
looking at this one aspect of it and going,
Yeah, well,
what's going on there?
What we've seen this whole tournament final table is people playing good and bad juxtaposed. You know, one hand, then the very next hand, they play completely the reverse, and you just wonder what on earth is going on. So, I don't know, we've seen a lack of consistency here, but I guess, you know, that's part and parcel of it.
I check. Here's a flop.
And Baz has a certain zen-like focus that probably will take him to this win, I would imagine. And perhaps he gets that from his hobbies, kickboxing, he says.
Pass.
kickboxing.
And kung fu, so don't mess with
Yikes.
the guy, basically. Don't put a beat on him.
Absolutely. Well, no, you should. Well, maybe that's where the emotional control comes from
I
as well.
see. Do you think he
Big
tilts
part
it
of-
off on the mat?
Well, it's a big part of both of those sports is learning emotional control and learning, kind of mind-body stuff.
Yes, Mr.
That
Miyagi.
sort of thing. Grasshopper.
No one's called me Daniel-san just yet. Thank the Lord.
You're polishing my motorcycle
Yes.
later. That's unlikely to happen,
So
folks.
we know Laura's got heart, and right now it's 100% shove, and thank you very much.
Yeah, Little Devil's going to have a hard time calling this one, but we know what's going to happen if he does, even though
Well,
he's...
I've got to say, yeah, I think it's starting to look a bit more marginal with the stack sizes. But Jack 5,
Well, it's really all about Laura and Little Devil battling it out for 3rd, and you'll just notice Bazultra's chip stack just getting bigger and
Yeah.
bigger and bigger relative to
Yeah.
those two, who are about even, and they're just really fighting like dogs for those scraps.
what he is one of those players who just doesn't give away a single chip easily. It's like the dragons on the den saying that it's their children's inheritance.
Sure.
And, it almost feels that way here. Absolutely no easy way to get chips off this chip
Well,
leader.
and speaking of which, is Laura ace rag here 3-handed? What is she going to do? Is she
Oh, it's
gonna
good
reshove?
enough. The thing is that you know that Little Devil's range could be massive because he's only got 100 grand. Could have any 2 cards. So it's the correct call. Oh, and Little Devil.
Oh,
wow.
my goodness, the flush. The guy can't miss.
Well, he didn't need to hit, but
No.
but all the same, why not have it? Have
yeah,
it.
absolutely. And
But isn't it
Laura-
interesting that even if the Little Devil comes 3rd eventually,